Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fox Den. Yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't upload yesterday or the day before. Yesterday, I just had some stuff going on. And of course, the day before, aka Friday, yeah, my setup crashed. Well, it wasn't working for me, so I had to do a new one. But now, let's not cry over spilled milk, shall we? Now, you're wondering why the picture on screen is what it is. Well, I'm doing something I'm pretty sure no one has done. I'm taking a character, I'm making Deku, female Deku, obviously, a character from a certain game. Well, game series, I should say. This is a. What was her name again? It's Cryo or something. One second. Polar. There we go. I'm using the character Polar from the game Evil Genius 2 as Deku in this one. Now, how am I going to do this? Well, let's see. I'm going to make Izuku, or I guess I'll just go the traditional Izumi. I'm going to make her a Todoroki. The forgotten Todoroki, you can say. She's slightly older than Dobby. Only slightly. Because Polar and Evil Genius is around her early 20s. And Dobby is, I think, around his early 20s. I don't know. You guys probably do. I don't. Oh, sorry about that. Anyways, we start out not during the birth of Shoto. We see Izumi and Dobby talking to each other, with her using her very powerful ice quirk to counteract Dobby's powerful fire quirk. She's using her quirk to steadily heal over his fire wounds. Now, you're wondering, what is her quirk? Well, I'm calling her quirk Polar Rampage, or Frost of the North. I guess you can say, I'm just going to call it, because her villain name is going to be Polar, represent her character. I'm going to call her quirk North Pole, or no, I'll just call it Absolute Zero. Her quirk is called Absolute Zero, and it's, well, a very powerful ice quirk. I think the Absolute Zero is a Ravenclaw reference. Don't know. I haven't seen any Ravenclaw's videos in a while. So if it is referencing a Ravenclaw video, by mistake, I don't remember if it is the quirk name of one of his. Well, anyways, we flash back to the time where the two were born, because fuck it. I'm just gonna make Izumi and Dobby twins. One's born because Dobby was born with a very powerful fire quirk. It would be, well, ironic if his twin was born with a powerful ice quirk. The two were very close, and as soon as Natsuo and them popped out, Natsuo and Fuyumi popped out, Izumi became a little more distant. Since her quirks changed her skin color and hair color, from being white to being blue with white edges, white tips. And her skin basically becoming this almost ghost-like white. With some icicles, little icicle gems appearing around her left cheek. Wait, is it the left? No, it's her right cheek. Appear around her right cheek. This is when we fast forward to the present day. where she's actually happy to see someone who has a somewhat good ice quirk, being Todoroki, being Argado Shoto. Now, stuff would happen to Canon where Dobby accidentally burns himself and gets tortured to a point he leaves. However, he doesn't leave this time because he has the support of his sister, his twin sister, who wants him to go down the hero route. But this is when tragedy strikes. During one of their fights, because Izumi is very rebellious, which is why she had a fight with Endeavor, her father, Enji Todoroki. As Dabi and Natsuo were huddling the others, including Rei, into a separate room, because these two, Izumi and Endeavor, when they get into a fight, quirks get used and damage is done. As their fight goes on, Izumi stops, saying that, "I'm sorry, father, you know how I am." Endeavor, still by his fit of rage before Izumi begins to finish her sentence, shoots a flame that he couldn't really control. And it hits her arm. It hits her left and right arms, burning them to the point where they no longer have function. Well, they burn them. Izumi, quick on her feet, instantly tries to use her ice to cover her hands to hopefully minimize the damage. After all is said and done, Endeavor finally calms down and he looks what he did. Because he might never show it, but Endeavor does secretly care for his kids. After all, every single time Izumi came home with a bruise or got beaten up because of how she looked thanks to her quirk, Endeavor would personally go to the school and request the principal to expel those students. And he would do this. He did the same with Toya, he did the same with Toya. However, he always knew these fights would get out of hand, and he never knew it would be on his end. As Izumi's ice would thaw out from her hands, as Natsuo and Rei would walk out, they would see her hands being this char black. Her arms be this char black. She would then look up at... Izumi would look up at Enji, or Endeavor, start crying a little, and walk away out the front door. With her saying before she leaves, "I got the message. Hope you enjoy your life, Endeavor." Before she walks out into the world. Now, around this point, I should say that her age is sorta... I'll also say for reference, she's in her mid-teens, so around 16, 18. She began to wander around Japan. Well, wander around Masafu/Tokyo. She'll begin wandering around until she meets this short bald man. She bumps into him, and he falls over, with Izumi trying to give him a hand, but realizes her arms, and says, "Oh, right. Sorry, sir, I wish I could help you, but my arms." The short man would respond with, "Hey, it's all right. May I ask what happened to your hand? Your arms, I should say?" Izumi would say, "It's just a quirk malfunction. My body couldn't handle my quirk." With this man saying, "Nonsense, little one. Nonsense, young one. That's obviously a lie. Now tell me, what happened?" Izumi, slightly intimidated by what just happened, sighs and says, "Can we talk somewhere more private? I'd rather not have prying ears." The short bald man would nod, saying, Of course. Come with me. I'll have some of my men escort us to my base, you can say. Izumi would nod, saying, thank you, Mr. Before we go, can we just go around the corner? I'll tell you what happened. Sure, sure. Sorry, I'm used to being extremely secure about everything I do. That's fine, man. That's fine, Mr. Maximilian. My name is Maximilian. Wait, is it Maximilian? Is his name Maximilian von Klein? Kleinen. I'll just say Max. But it's the main face of an Evil Genius 1 and 2. Maximilian. It says, my name's Maximilian. And I'll show you I'm a sort of genius myself. Just kidding. Just kidding, but first. So, miss, what happened? If you don't mind me asking. My father burned my arms. Maximilian's like, oh God, who would do such a thing? If Izumi saying, Endeavor? My father is the second pro hero of Japan, Endeavor. Maximilian just looks down, gives a little sly smirk, saying, well, miss, I'm assuming thanks to that instant you ran away from home? With Izumi sighing, saying, yeah, I don't think I have anywhere else to go anyways. Maximilian chuckles. It's like, nonsense, miss. How about I give you a little proposition? Come work for me. I assure you, we'll train you right. I'll train you right, and I'll even find a way to develop your quirk. And I don't have much left in my life anyway, since I'm in my mid-60s. So I plan to retire my business, and I'll let you take over as my surrogate daughter. Or, as my adoptive daughter. Now, let's go to my operations before I tell you more about what we do. Alright, she would say. As they would go on, they would get into this fancy-looking helicopter and fly off north to an island sanctioned right on an abandoned island with an island nearby. As they would land, Maximilian would get off first, saying, and welcome to my evil lair. Izumi would walk out saying, what? Oh, I guess I'll tell you now. I'm a genius. Not just any genius, though. I'm an evil genius. See, all these people, they work for me. But, how do I say? What do I say, though? We don't do evil deeds. Generic evil deeds like those of All for One. My operation, it's more grand. You see, miss, my grand goal in the past was to rule the world. But, sadly, those damn forces of justice stopped me once. And since then, I've used my backup base. My backup, to keep me hidden all these years. And since I can no longer, how do I say, function without my quirk. Thanks to that bastard all for one, he stole my goddamn fucking quirk. He stole my hyper-intelligence away. However, he failed to steal the quirk copy machine. Izumi would be shocked at just what just happened, and she'd say, "What's..." But one thing caught her mind. What's this quirk copy machine? Maximilian would laugh, saying, "Oh, you don't know? Oh, this is just the most highly advanced piece of technology my company has developed. Quirk copy is something amazing. Quirk copy allows, well, someone with a quirk to pass down a quirk without having to get rid of that quirk. Without having to get rid of their quirk. Like how All for One does it. Mine's more of a peaceful method and honestly less painful. I managed to put my own DNA into it, which preserved my quirk. I made a genetic restructure and copy of it. All I need to make sure it merges with other people's quirks is to add other DNA to it. But I'm not giving you the quirk, my dear daughter. Instead, it's going to be the main foundation for our work, since my quirk is something very unique, and why All for One targeted me. My quirk is called Midas, the touch of Midas. As it sounds, it's just like the myth of the Midas touch myth. The myth about my quirk is exactly like the myth about Midas. Anything I touch will turn to gold. However, unlike Midas, I can actually control if I turn this on or off. My quirk is rather powerful, yes, but can also be extremely deadly. My quirk made me millions, and is why I was regarded as a famed industrialist in my early days, before I became an evil genius. Now, young Miss Izumi, I think we should change that name. Since you're with me now, you'll be debuting yourself as a villain. Are you okay with that? Izumi will ponder on this, saying, Yes, I have nowhere else to go anyways. Besides, on their flight over here, I seen how the world was. I want to save it from itself. Even if it means I have to plunge this world into a new ice age. Maximilian would give his signature laugh from the game, saying, Brilliant! Now, what do you say, Miss Polar? Shall we work together in these next few years before I let my operations go to you? Izumi, or Polar, would extend her hand and shake Maximilian's. It would be a pleasure, Mr. Maximilian. It would be a pleasure working with you. Now we skip a decade or so when Shoto's is ready to go to UA. We would cut over to the island once again. With Polar going around in her civilian outfit, because no one knows what this new villain looks like. So Polar is often in her civilian outfit in the casino, their cover operation casino. But Polar hanging around the newly retired Maximilian, who's done his time in prison, because all they filed him for was tax fraud. He turned himself in for tax fraud, and after 5 years or so, he came back. And now he's the manager of the casino for the rich and poor. That's what they called it. Well, they called it. They actually. Nope, better name. They came. He came back to be the manager of the Ice Cap Casino cover operations for their evil base, and so Maximilian can give tips and so to his protege. But he did state after this year he will be moving to an island down in Hawaii, just to relax. This is where we cut to a meeting room inside the evil conference room, with Maximilian talking to Polar, or Izumi. Maximilian, I want to suggest, I want to run by something with you about the cover operations. Maximilian responds quickly with, you have a new idea? This, about the casino? Do you want to add something? Do you want to change it? Because the casino has been a staple within the evil genius, within my empire. I'm surprised no force of justice I've came to this new, previously abandoned casino to look for me. Polar's like, yeah, that's thanks to my doing. Well, Maximilian, since we have a lot of pretty well curvaceous workers and everything, and I'm pretty sure I can find some people online that can come work. What do you say we make an expansion, like a strip club or something, or so? Maximilian's like, perfect! I'm pretty sure those forces of justice would love to be in that area. Besides the female ones, but hey, who knows? They might too. I'm not judging. I'm an evil genius. We don't judge people based on their looks. Wow, I went semi-southern there. Okay then. Polar did give a little clap, saying, all right. Well, let's get started. With Maximilian saying, oh yeah, by the way, Polar, how's your new bionic arms? I haven't seen you use them in a while, so I hope they're to your liking. Polar responds with, yes, they are. They are a better fit than my old frickin' crusted arms. Thank you for that gift for my 18th birthday, by the way. No problem. And also, I see you have a staff. What's that? Oh, I call this my ice wand. Ice wand? Yes, it's something I built with regarding my quirk in mind. It allows me to conduct my quirk through to the top, which allows me to shoot out more condensed icicles at a rapid pace, without me having to actually do the motion. It also allows me to mimic my attack. It allows me to put down I guess you can say, a motivation field. Oh, a motivation field. What does it do? It allows me to put down, I simply point a direction with my staff and channel icy thoughts through it. I shoot it, and all friendly allies in that area will get menacing thoughts will start to feel like I'm going to kill them. And I slowly do. It's permafrost. I start inflicting more frostbite in that area. But however, the frostbite is deactivated thanks to the staff. So it makes them get the feeling of frostbite. So it makes them feel like, and they have a little telepathy moment with me saying I'll kill them if they don't kill them. If they run away or they don't attack at all. So what you're saying is you use psychology to make your guards and workers work harder. At the same time, them taking no damage whatsoever, but emotional damage. Yes. That's brilliant! I should have thought of that myself, says Maximilian in such a fatherly way, with simply Polar laughing aloud, saying, Father, stop. You're embarrassing me. Now, I know this is your last day and all here, so I want to make it up to you. And thank you for all the times you shared with me. Behold, the thing behind me. As a curtain falls, and they see a submarine with Maximilian's M on it. You said you always wanted a way to explore the underwater, correct? Yes, it's always been my dream to explore the ocean. Well, I had my team of engineers build you your own submarine. With a gold-plated inside. Hope you enjoy there, Father. Well, thank you, dear. Well, thank you, dear Polar. Now, I guess I'll take this submarine and go back to Hawaii and rest up before I decide to go on my little adventure. No, Father, thank you. As suddenly Maximilian feels a sharp pain in his back. Maximilian chuckles, saying, I knew it. I trained you too well. Of course you'll betray your own father. I learned from the best. After all, you taught me never to trust anyone, and if I trust anyone, I have to make sure I can kill them at a moment's notice, correct? Maximilian's like, I taught you well, dearest daughter. As he would begin just to die from a stab in the heart. But not scornfully, no. He's proud. Now we cut over to Todoroki. He sees this man in a purple outfit watching him. And he's always curious about it. It's like, who's he? He always feels like he's watching him. Then he would go into the hero exam. Would he be meet face to face by a pro hero who has recently appeared? What's his name? I just gotta find the name of this boy. Espectro. The hero Espectro. He is a new villain. A new hero has appeared, and his motto is, "No one can escape pure justice." Well then, he's extremely happy about this. But under the scenes, though, he's actually working for someone. He's working with the villain no one even knows the look of. Polar. You only heard of her once when All Might captured one of her minions, one of her workers. That is the only reason why they know of her, or him. They still don't know. But yeah. Espectro would then escort Todoroki to the exam area, and when Todoroki would ask him why he did this, he's like, well, young Todoroki, I simply took an interest in you. There's no reason whatsoever. I just took a liking to you. So I hope you do well in your exams, and I'll see you around. And hopefully, maybe I'll even be one of your teachers. As he would then walk away. And I'm going to end it off today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little introduction to the series. Don't worry, I'm picking up the Solaire one soon, once me and Brian finish writing the next part, because, like I explained in my community post, we took a break from writing it because we ran out of ideas and encountered a huge-ass case of writer's block. Well, anyways, to make up for what happened yesterday and the day before, I'll record another video tomorrow, because thank God it's President's Day for me in the United States, and probably a bunch of you guys as well. So that means I get a free day tomorrow, and I will record tomorrow. Well, yeah, tomorrow. I'm recording around 11 as I speak. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all next time. Toodaloo, my fox den.